For the second straight summer, Men of Mackey is in the field for the basketball tournament. I'm Matt Majinski, and with me today is Evan Boudreaux, and he'll join a slew of Purdue alumni in the chase for $1 million this summer. Evan, thanks for being here, and how are you today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, super excited. Love being able to play in a tournament like the TBT again this year. I know our Purdue fans are excited, and we're ready to go out and put on a show.
Well, you said it right there, and I know our graphic designer is excited too because he goes to Purdue right now, so he'll definitely be watching, and maybe I'll have him edit this as well so that I can get a break. But you played last year as well, and you just mentioned that. And what brought you back for year two?
Yeah, I think what brought me back. I mean, obviously the ability to be able to put on a Purdue jersey is a great privilege, and one that I take very seriously. So anytime you can put on the black and gold, it's always a lot of fun. And then you see the group of guys that we've got coming back, a couple guys from last year, and then a bunch of new guys. And the Purdue alumni family is so close, so most of us already know each other pretty well. So being able to go play with those guys again is awesome.
Well, being able to put on that Purdue jersey again, that doesn't really come often for other people. A lot of people just retire from college basketball, if you want to say that term, and then they never put on the jersey once again. So, kind of, what do you think the TBT means for a lot of you guys being able to represent your college again?
Yeah, I think it's great, right? Because, I can't speak for other schools, but for Purdue especially, most of the alumni stay in contact and know each other really well after you stop playing. So the fan base is so rabid. It's so much fun to be a Purdue alumni. So when you're coming back to play with guys you played with in open gyms or stuff like that, because everyone tends to hang around the program and each other. So it's just like falling right back into your same patterns, and it's a seamless transition going back to playing with these guys.
Well, last summer, I guess you could say, was a different one in its own. Obviously, with COVID, TBT really showed how a bubble can work. The NBA was able to make it work after they saw how TBT did it. But for you guys, how challenging was it playing in the bubble atmosphere? And really, what are you looking forward to most with those precautions pretty much all gone?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, we were the first sporting event that came back after COVID hit us in the spring, and they did a great job of being up front and saying, "Hey, you're gonna have to wear masks everywhere. You're gonna have to quarantine. You can only go here and here and here in the hotel." And it was tough on guys. I mean, it's always tough when you have to quarantine, but at the same time, it's what we had to do to be able to play, right? Um, I think this year it's going to be a little bit better in terms of freedom to kind of be more of a team and more of like a unit together and interact with each other more. So I think that'll be really nice. And then I think additionally, last year I think it was only 24 teams. So getting the chance to play, the full tournament again and get regionals back and then, have fans in the stands, I think it's going to be awesome, especially for us because we're going to be in Columbus. And we know that there's going to be a good amount of Purdue fans who make the trek up. So we're really excited for that.
Well, I'll stay with last year for just one more moment. Again, a loss to Boeheim's Army in the second round. And of course, as you mentioned, that was really the Sweet 16. What did you learn from that season?
Yeah, that was it was a little different in the sense of we came together really fast and we only had a couple Purdue alumni. So we had a bunch of guys who were great guys and were really great, but there just wasn't that familiarity, I think, with them. Um, and it's hard to put a really well functioning team together in 3 days, So um, I'm excited because this year I think the guys who are coming back, we learned what it takes to play in a tournament like this. You've got to really be on your stuff and really be focused. And then I think with adding the new guys in, I think you're going to see a lot more cohesiveness and a lot more Purdue style basketball that I just think was a little bit tougher last year with the time frame that we got.
Wanted you to expand on that because I do see Purdue type basketball. You guys have those big men on this Men of Mackey roster. Can you just familiarize everyone with what your roster looks like and how you think you guys are going to gel?
Yeah, I mean, it's not often where you've got a team with multiple 7 footers on it, and talented dudes, right? Like they're not just stiffs out there. I mean, they're really good players. So yeah, we've got, Isaac and AJ down low, two guys who, had great careers at Purdue and are playing professionally or played professionally. Then we've got, I played there for 2 years. We've got Rob Hummel, who obviously had one of the most storied careers at Purdue and then played in the NBA and overseas as well. Lewis Jackson, I think, is the all-time winningest point guard at Purdue. Got Frank Gaines, who just led Italy in scoring this year, which is no joke of a league. Um, and we've got some other really good guys who are really talented basketball players. And I think everyone this year, at least for the most part, either went to school in Indiana or is from around the area. So I think we're really excited about that. There's definitely a point of pride, coming from Purdue and from Indiana. And so, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of defense and a lot of shooting. And I think those are some things that Purdue fans definitely identify with.
Well, your game certainly fits TBT well. I mean, you're obviously a player that can do multiple things. I guess one of them to me is, I mean, you play gritty and then you knock down shots as a forward. So how do you think that maybe you can look to help Men of Mackey advance further in this TBT?
Yeah, I think for me, it's always been the same thing, right? Like for me, I'm a guy who's always gonna get on the glass and always do some of the gritty kind of things and not afraid to go around and hit guys and do some of the dirty work that I think some guys don't want to do. And then like you said, like I can go out and hit shots. And I think every team needs guys like that, just because you need guys who want to mix it up and who want to get after it and are going to play hard all the time. And I think we've got so much talent this year that you got to make sure that the whole team has a collective mindset. And I think part of my job is to bring that mindset of, the Purdue mindset of we're going to grind everything out and we're going to, beat the hell out of the other team. So I think we're looking forward to that for sure.
Well, game one's already drawn some hype. TBT's really promoting it. It's going to be against the Volunteers. You got to love those team names. That's a Tennessee alumni team, of course, and they've got names like Chris Lofton, Jordan Bowden, among others. And I just wanted to see how you think you stack up against their team.
Yeah, I mean it's a heck of a matchup, right? For the first round, I think. I don't know if fans were expecting that kind of matchup in the first round, but that's what you get with the TBT. You get high level games all the time. So yeah, I think we're looking forward to it. Again, it's hard when you've got two 7-footers. It's hard for teams to deal with that. And then you look at our guards, and I think we've got some really high level guard play. So I think it's gonna be a really good game. There's obviously some feelings from the Sweet 16 game a couple years ago, I'm sure. And so, yeah, so I'm sure it's going to be a slugfest that fans are going to love watching.
Well, it's going to be about a month until that game. So, how are you and the rest of Men of Mackey planning to prepare for that in this time?
Yeah, I think each guy's kind of got their own thing going on. So some guys are just coming back from overseas. Some guys have been here preparing for summer league and stuff like that. But I think every guy's got their own formula for success, whether it's playing open gyms with guys in the area or professionals that we all know. I mean, once you're a basketball player, you've got such a great network that it's pretty easy to stay in shape if you want to. And I think we've got a bunch of guys who are driven to do that kind of stuff. And so I think you're going to see a team that shows up that's definitely prepared.
Thanks again, Evan Boudreaux, Men of Mackey. Good luck this summer in TBT.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.